NCAA basketball totals for Monday, February 27th. For you new guys, this is where we look at totals set by oddsmakers in NCAA hoops. Excuse me. We're having a pretty good season right now. We're sitting at 154 and 124 after sweeping the card on Saturday. So we hope to continue with some good momentum, to finish out the year really well here as we get geared up for March. So it's been a pretty good season. Let's see if we can finish up on a high note. We got 2 games on the card today. Don't forget as well, we have our NBA live segment that goes on. Sorry, 4 o'clock Eastern, where we talk about totals for the NBA as well as spread picks and things like that. So you got to check that one out. That's on our Facebook page. We also have sbrpicks.com, Sportsbook Review, our main web page where you have sign up bonuses, blacklist, all that good stuff. You got to check out. Blacklist was not a good thing. It's sports books you got to avoid. But our NBA live segment's great. YouTube channel, Facebook page. I don't think I'm forgetting. Am I forgetting anything? I think that's about it. So again, for you new guys, this is where we check out totals set by oddsmakers and hoops for college, and we're to go ahead and break some games down. So 2 really good games on the card today. First, we're going to look at is West Virginia and Baylor, and I'm going to go under the total of 135.5. So they met up January 10th with West Virginia winning at home 89-68. So a really big final score in that one, going well over 150. That total was set at 138. This is always interesting for me when oddsmakers set a total lower than the one we previously had, even though they went over the total of that game prior, if you get my drift. So I'm going to go back under this total because at the end of the day, we're talking about 2 good defensive teams. Now, on a quick glance of that matchup, with Baylor only scoring 68 points, the shooting percentage was actually pretty decent. But what I like is the fact that West Virginia was really out of character. I mean, usually I check the pace and I compare it to what we might see today, but West Virginia got up 69 attempts. I mean, that's just not really how they roll throughout the year, and I'll tell you what I'm talking about in just a second. Baylor should control the tempo a bit better being at home, and I look for this just to be more of a defensive grind. So when we look at these teams statistically, you are talking about a West Virginia team that does get up over 60 attempts per game, which is solid. But on the other end of the floor, they allow just 52.6 attempts. And I expect to see that defense really shine tonight, if they expect to win at Baylor, which is going to be a great matchup. Baylor's been excellent on the defensive end this season. They're allowing opponents just 62.8 points per game. They're ranked 15th in all of NCAA basketball, as well as their percentages are very good. They're allowing opponents to shoot just 39.5% from the floor. They're also allowing opponents just 22.2 field goals made per game. So back to that first game where West Virginia scored 89 points. They shot 47.8% from the floor and 45% from distance. Don't expect that tonight. Look for a much lower scoring affair with these 2 match up and for Baylor to control the pace on both sides of the floor. And it's just going to be a really great matchup here. 2 good college teams that are well coached. So I'm going to go ahead and back under this 135.5. I think it's going to be a defensive battle, ultimately. Next one we got up, we're going to go the other way with Kansas and Oklahoma, 153. Now, I'm going to go over this total. Go over the 153. Now, Kansas, of course, they locked up the Big 12, so this is more for them. Let me make sure I'm correct about this. Yeah, this is their senior night, so that's about it for them because they've already won the Big 12 championship. But I expect them to get up and down tonight. I don't think they're going to, I think they're going to want to continue their momentum and finish the season on a high note. I don't think we're going to see any lacking on their part tonight. If anything, they might lack a little bit on the defensive end, maybe a little lack of defensive focus, and allow Oklahoma to go ahead and score some points. We look at that first matchup, the pace was really, really good with Oklahoma getting up 69 attempts and Kansas getting up 67 attempts. Both of those are well over what we saw on average for the year. But the shooting percentages were not good at all, with Kansas shooting just 40.3% and Oklahoma shooting 37.7%, and they still put up 151. Now, Kansas did shoot pretty well from beyond the arc, but overall, those overall shooting percentages really gets my radar up as to the potential of what we could see tonight and why odds makers have made this total just 1 point higher, even though they went under last game. So I really like for these 2 teams to score tonight. I mean, ultimately, you're talking about a Kansas team that's averaging 82.8 points per game. That ranks 16th in the country. Oklahoma, not bad, about 74 points per game. as well, though, the tempo, you're talking about two teams that average over 60 attempts per game, as well as they allow over 60 attempts per game. So we should see something pretty up tempo. Kansas is a really efficient scoring team. Oklahoma, not so much this year as compared to last year. And they've kind of picked things up on the defensive end, but playing on the road at Kansas, I think they're going to give up their share. So I'm going to go ahead and back over this 153 and look for these two teams to really get up and down tonight. And that's it. So let's go ahead. Let's break those down one last time. We got Baylor, West Virginia under the 135.5. Oklahoma, Kansas over the 153. Again, we're sitting at a really decent winning percentage right now at 154 and 124, all documented, which is great. You've seen my videos all year, so we can't really, can't really hedge on that. So I'm happy with what we've done so far, but I still want to finish the year on a really high note, and I think we can. So let's see if we can knock these two out today. And that's it for me. Be sure to tune into our NBA Live segment, and I wish you luck on your picks today.
Go to SBRodds.com. Browse, compare, and shop live odds available at top online sportsbooks.